Hello and welcome everyone to A1R Psychic Radio and Moonstruck TV. We've got, hopefully we've got a wonderful show ahead of us. We have two callers, I'm assuming, that are lining up. Obviously people in the background are sorting that out. And so I'm hoping to speak to two people. And the other thing is I wanted to talk about, so recently we've had Valentine's Day, and Valentine's Day is all about love, and that was just about a week ago, and I was just thinking about how the importance of love is so important in our world, because if we have love, then there's peace. It goes hand in hand. But also, I was just thinking about how our first love, the very first person that supposedly loves us, and that's not always the case, but generally is our mothers and our parents. And I remember somebody putting on Facebook and saying, who would you like to most hear from if you were to ask the spirit world to come forward and a loved one come and speak to you? Who would be the person that you would choose to speak to? And I would say that 90% of the people said, and obviously there was always going to be some other variations, but I was quite sort of, I don't know whether I'm surprised or astonished or what, but it was quite incredible that it was mum. Mum was the main answer that people wanted to hear from, because mums give sort of unconditional love. They love you with all your mistakes. They love you with regardless of what is going on in your life. They love you, and this is something that's so just so incredible. It's an incredible love that I think sometimes we can take for granted until we lose it. But I know that when people do lose their mums, they want to hear from them. It's quite something that is very, very dear to our hearts. And so I believe I have somebody waiting to speak. And I think it's Jennifer in Watson, Illinois, USA. Are you there, Jennifer?
I am, yes.
Hi, Jennifer. How are you this evening?
Hi.
Or actually, it's probably afternoon for you there, isn't it?
Yeah, it's after 2:00 in the afternoon.
Oh wow! Well, it's just after 8:00 in the evening here. So yeah, there's the time difference for you. So yeah. I'm a medium, and I can look at aspects of your life and get guidance for you from my guides, or I can connect to a particular loved one if you like. Is there a particular way that you would like me to work?
Yeah, I would like for you to connect to a loved one. Do you know who that is?
Yes, and who would you like me to connect to? Because we've got such a short space of time. I generally give people the opportunity. Sorry?
Rick, my husband.
Right. Okay. When I look at Rick, would I be right in saying that he was quite a playful character?
Yeah.
And it's almost like he would be quite teasing in his personality, and always want to play sort of practical jokes and sort of wind. We have an expression in England: wind people up. I don't know if that translates to your country, but I just know that he's just making me feel, like he's hilarious, and he's just like always sort of, you just enjoy being in his company, and he's always sort of somebody that would sort of, if you had a gathering, he would always be the sort of person that you'd like to have at the gathering, because he would be great fun and sort of and a real sort of laugh. Does that all make sense with Rick?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I also get the feeling with him that he's now getting a little bit more serious with me, and he's making me feel as though like a sadness with him, um, and he's saying the word sorry to you. And I'm not sure why he's apologising yet. So I'm going to try and sort of ascertain why this is, because he feels like he's let you down. Would you understand that?
Yeah, he didn't want to go, I don't think.
No, and he's saying to me that because he's saying in response to what you've just said, because he can hear what you're saying, and he's literally just then planted the words straight into my head. I clung on and like really sort of fought to stay. And he's saying to me that and I feel this is why he feels that like he's let you down, because it's been it's like been one sort of difficult situation after another since he's passed to the spirit world, because he's saying to me that it's been quite difficult for you to cope with everything and the enormity of what's gone on around you, and you've and he's also saying to me that you regularly speak out to the spirit world, like, Rick, if you're listening, what am I going to do here? Rick, if you're listening, I need help here. Rick, if you're listening, I want this. Does that all make sense to you?
True.
And he's laughing because everyone he's laughing because it's like it's constantly Rick.
Does he not like me doing that?
No,
he doesn't like
it. No. He's more than he says. He says, "Oh, please don't stop." He says, "I'm sorry if I'm teasing you about this." He says, "Please don't stop." I love the connection that we have and the love that we have. And he's saying that you used to.
What?
Sorry. He's saying to me that he's saying to me that he would that you would you spent a lot of time looking after him and making sure that he was all right. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
And he's showing me you tucking him into bed, like tucking bedclothes into bed. And I feel like he would complain about that, like, don't tuck me in too hard or something like that.
You don't like
Do you remember him sort of? Pardon?
He doesn't like it.
He's remembering how you used to sometimes tuck him in too hard and it was too tight.
Yeah.
And he's just remembering that. But he loved the fact that he could be, because he's making me feel as though he was with you to the end. And I feel that he really was grateful for that opportunity, because he's making me feel as though there were things put in place so that you could look after him throughout the whole process. Does that make sense to you?
What do you mean things put into place?
Sort of help for you, and making sure that he's comfortable. Like you're not doing it all on your own.
Oh, yeah.
Does that make sense to you?
He is in spirit world. Is he in spirit world, or is he in heaven?
Right. Well, my interpretation of the spirit world and the heaven is the same place.
Oh. Okay.
So there's no difference. But I'm just going to, if you're interested, I can ask him what he's doing in the spirit world and what he's up to.
Yeah, I want to know.
he's saying to me that people think of him as being quite cheeky and sort of and playful in the spirit world. Like he hasn't changed. His personality is still exactly the same. And he's known for his playful nature in the spirit world as he was here on the earth plane.
Mm-hmm. Good. But does he come and visit me?
I mean, I'm sure he does, but I want to just check with him that it is the case. He says to me, "What do you think?"
That's what he says.
He says,
I mean,
do you think I'd not come and visit? It's like, what do you think?
What did you say? What did you say?
He said, what do you think? Do you think I wouldn't come and visit you?
But how often does he do that?
He's showing me at night time, and he's showing me you going to bed and turning the light off. And he's showing me like a photograph that you've got near to your bedside, or that he's showing me a photograph, and he's showing me it's nighttime and it's dark, and I get the feeling that he tends to come to you just around about the time when you're going to bed.
So he don't come to me like during the day?
But as you're talking, he's showing me you during the day, and you're getting he's showing me you getting something out of the out of the fridge. And do you sometimes dance in the kitchen?
Not anymore. Not anymore. I miss him very much.
I know. But he's talking about, so this must be a memory link of you dancing in the kitchen. Do you remember that?
I don't know. I don't know why he doesn't give me signs.
He's around you all the time. And have you got a tree near to your home that's got a lot of blossom on it?
Well, there's several trees, but there's no blossoms because it's still winter.
No, but do they naturally have blossom when it's time for them to have blossom?
Yeah, there's several flowering trees.
Yes, he's showing me that all the trees and the flowering trees that come about around your house, and he's saying to me, did he? Because he's making me feel as though he did a lot of work on the house as well. He was quite handy.
He did,
and he's making me feel like he could build a house if he wanted to, or certainly do lots of things to do with work.
He did. Yes, he did.
And he's rather proud of it. He's rather proud of it.
He's very proud.
Yeah, and I feel like I want to sort of, when you probably can't see me because you're probably just hearing me, but it's like, right. I just want to lick my finger and just stick it in the air, like one for me. That's what I did.
Yes, he was very good at doing stuff, and I mean, can I ask you to ask him if
he's making me feel as though he has sort of like it's different language in England and America, so bear with me and try and interpret for me. I'm going to use the word a truck, but it's like a van with a sort of like an open back to it. Does that make sense to you with him as a memory?
He had a Jeep and then a Trailblazer, but he had a trailer that he used to haul stuff on.
Right. Yeah, I get that. I get the feeling there was something like that he could that was open and he could pull things on, because he's showing that to me and he's remembering that.
Right. Does he go fishing?
Well, in the spirit world,
he does.
He's saying to me that he spends time with near fish, but he wouldn't he wouldn't kill them.
He won't?
No.
Can he eat and drink in heaven or in the spirit world?
No.
He can't?
No. And do you know what? He quite liked his food, didn't he?
Yeah.
Because he's just standing and he's tapping his tummy. like he would love his food.
I know. So he can't eat?
He in the spirit world we don't have a body, so it's just our spirit. And because we don't have a body, what's important here is that you see, on the earth plane where we are, we need food for our body to work. But in the spirit world, it's just their spirit, it's the energy, and they need a different sort of food, and that food is love and light and sort of and sort of upliftment.
So we don't get a new body when we don't get a new body.
It's a spirit body that they have, not and the spirit body is the body that he's always had. But you won't have a human body. But well, he's saying to me that he's very, very happy, and he wants to assure you that he comes around you a lot. He's showing me him mowing the lawn as well.
Yeah,
I feel that he would have mowed the lawn. But he's wanting. He says that he wants to come round you. He comes round you a lot. So do not worry that he doesn't, because he does.
Can he hug me?
Yes, he can come very, very close to you and hug and kiss you. And he's do you still have a pair of his shoes in the house?
Yes.
Because he's saying, get rid of the shoes.
No.
He says, you don't need my shoes.
I don't want to get rid of them. He's got
quite big feet, hasn't he? He's making me feel as though he had quite big feet as well.
Yeah. They were Crocs.
Anyway, listen, I've only got 10 minutes left of the show, and I've got another caller waiting.
Can I ask you
and I've gone over time. But thank you very much for calling. And if you want to ask me any more questions, find me on Facebook. Gail Moffat is my name. And just go and find me on Facebook. It will be completely obvious that it's me. And ask me some questions, and I'll come back to you.
Okay. What's your last name?
Moffat. 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 All right. Okay. So I believe we have Mary Jo in Cynthiana, in Kentucky. Yes. Hello, Mary Jo. How are you this evening or this afternoon?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very good, all things considered. So anyway, I am a medium, and we're running sort of shorter time, so I'm going to be very talk a lot and get straight to the point with you. What
is your first name?
Moffat, Moffat. Right, so I'm a medium. I can connect to loved ones in the spirit world, or I can give you guidance from my guides. How would you like me to work?
The spirit world, my loved one.
And who is that? And then I'll get them.
Well, either my mother or my sister Sandy.
Right. Your sister's come straight in, and so I'm aware I have your sister with me, and it's almost like she wants to come forward first before Mum speaks, because I feel Mum is behind her, and she says she's gonna quickly talk and then let Mum speak after her. She says that she's really pleased to come forward and talk with you this evening. She says that she's tried to communicate and get and speak with you on more than one occasion, but it's always been a little bit difficult or complicated. Would you understand that?
Yes.
Because it's like she's not getting through.
I'm probably not letting her. I'm not opening that door. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And because she's saying to me that she's wanted to communicate with you for some time, and she's been trying. It's been her that's been trying to plant some ideas into your head, like go to a medium or go on A1R Psychic Radio, or connect. Have you been feeling like you've been drawn to do this? Because she's saying it's her that's been doing this for you. It's her. And she's smiling from like ear to ear in sort of like great delight that she's finally succeeded in getting you to speak to a medium. And here we are. And she's so excited that she's been able to finally connect to you, because she says, I've been almost like shaking you, like, please go to a medium. And she's saying to me, she's crossing my fingers, and when I get a spirit communicator cross my fingers, I know that the relationship between you and her was very, very close. And she's saying, although we were sisters, you beat me to it. Although we were sisters, she was my best friend. You beat me to it. Anyway,
she was my best friend, and I didn't get to say goodbye.
And she says, like, and you were my best friend too. Like she felt the same. And she's making me feel, she's got all these memory links of sort of like, doing everything together. Like it's almost like you're glued at the hip. And she's like, what? And also, you'd be on the phone a lot. You're always chatting on the phone. She's remembering that. But she's also showing me an image of one of you getting married, and the other sort of helping with choosing, sorting out the wedding and choosing the wedding dress and helping with all the sort of arrangements. Do you remember that?
That was her son's wedding in California. Yes, I went with her to for her mother of the bride dress.
Yes, and she's remembering that, and she's saying, what fun that was. What fun. Didn't we have a laugh? And she's making me feel as though sort of like whenever you two got together, it's like the humor and the sense of humor just bounced off of each other, and you had such a laugh, and there's a sort of like an excitable personality between the two of you. Like great fun. She's remembering about it. I'm just telling your sister that we've only got 3 minutes left of the show. But and I'm asking if perhaps Mum could come forward, because it would be nice to hear from both of them, wouldn't it? She's saying, of course, Mum's here, and she's just sort of stepping back, and Mum is stepping forward. And Mum is very emotional. It's almost like she's got a hanky in her face, and I feel like she's sniffling, like when you've been crying, and she's making me feel as though she's quite emotional. And she's saying, and I feel that she's emotional for two reasons. Number one is that finally, we're connecting to you, we're able to speak to you. And number two, she's saying that she wants you to know that, because she's making me feel as though you've needed a lot of help of late, and she's making me feel as though it's, they are organizing things in the spirit world and sort of helping you along in your life. Because I feel that your mum is making me feel that you've had quite a challenging time of it. Would you understand that?
Yes, I've changed a lot since she passed, and I don't have a memory of her funeral or anything. My mind blocked it all out. And I was her baby of 10. I was her baby of 10, and she raised us all up by herself.
Yeah. But I'm just getting the feeling that she's wanting to I've only got 60 seconds left, so let me talk, and then you can hear it. She's saying to me that she's going to be around you. She's always around you, and she's urging you to speak to a medium and get a more lengthier reading, so that you can connect to them. And your sister is just stepping forward. Is there somebody with a name that begins with an M, like Miranda or something like that?
An M?
If not, we'll cut that by, because the time is passing. But I just want you to know that they're here, and they love you, and they want to assure you that although it's being very quick, they want to assure you that no matter what happens in your life, they want to help you and support you. They're really, really insistent with me on that point, because they're making me feel as though you've felt a little bit on your own, and felt like you're sort of, life's burdens are on your shoulders.